Rodriguez. I have a question for you. Have you ever fallen prey to social engineering? If you're not familiar with what that is, stay tuned. Welcome back. Before we get started, give me that thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to be notified of any future videos that I make on my channel. What I do is I talk about how to make money online. I show you a long-term income in order to replace that 9-to-5 job. Plus I tell you about short-term income to get pizza money, gas money, things such as that. Now let's go ahead and get started with the video. Okay, today I wanted to talk to you about social engineering. I know lots of people who actually have fallen prey to social engineering, and it's unfortunate. I've had family members who have actually had their bank accounts cleaned out because of social engineering. And some of the time, social engineering is actually done really well. But let me give you a few tips on what to stay away from and what to look out for. Take a look at my screen. Okay, let's take a look at social engineering. Social engineering in the context of information security refers to a psychological manipulation of people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Basically what it means is somebody lures you into saying something that you shouldn't have said, such as your passwords or your personal information, your social security number, things such as that. And they usually do that through an email, sometimes through a text message. I've seen them actually try to do it through text messages to me all the time. I am part of Fiverr, and I've actually gotten them to try to do this through Fiverr all the time. I've gotten tons of emails, but that's what social engineering is. Social engineering is people trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do or that you would normally not do by tricking you into it. And in some instances, it's not as hard because you have a busy lifestyle. You're busy doing a lot of things. You have a full 9-to-5 job. You're also making videos, or you have kids and you're busy with the kids and you're changing diapers and you're making food and you're cleaning the house, and then something happens and you get an email. You take a real quick scan of that email, and then that's what you decide that you want to do. I want to go ahead and give them this information because someone said, hey, give us this information. If you don't give us this information, you're going to be in trouble with the law, or there's someone compromising your account, so hurry up and give us this information. And you give them that information, and a few seconds after you give that information, maybe you realize, well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or you speak to someone who's more internet savvy, and they tell you, yeah, that is something you shouldn't have done. And a couple of days later, you find out your bank account's completely cleaned out, or your credit card has a huge $12,000 bill because they purchase all sorts of good things from Cambodia and Nebraska and from all around the country, places you've never even been to. That's what social engineering is. So remember, social engineering is what we're going to be talking about. Okay, I'm going to show you two different sites. I'm going to show you my YouTube channel two different ways. One's going to be the legitimate one. One's going to be the fake one. Okay, there's this one. Okay, can you tell me the difference between the two? Right off, you can't do it. You might actually click on it. If I created links, if I created a link out of this and I created a link, which is easy to do, you would probably click on the link or at least hover over the link, say, yeah, it looks real to me, not a problem, it looks real. But let me go ahead and point out the differences to you. Now, other than it being way out of focus and a little bit different aspect ratio, it's going to look pretty much the same. And I could have made it a whole lot more detailed, but it took me about 3 minutes to make this. And it's something that I just wanted to show you for the video. But go ahead and take a look at this. Do you see how this doesn't have the lock on it? Do you see how this doesn't have HTTPS? Do you see how this is spelled your tube? Now initially when you looked at it, it looked just like my YouTube channel, but it wasn't. This is how people do this. What they do is they'll create a fake site and they can make it look just like the real thing. They could actually put links on it. They can put this link, make it work. They can make any of these links here work so it looks like a real site. And you think it's a real site, but it is not. What they do is they'll try to trick you into giving information. And let's say I decided I wanted to click on the video here. I created a link here. I click on that video. Instead of taking me to the actual video, what it did was it actually collected my information. It deposited cookies, which are basically little programs that go into your computer's browser. And every time you open up your browser, it knows where you are in the world. It knows a lot of information about your browsing history, and anything that you've typed into that browser that is saved, such as passwords or banking information, it will know as well. If they write the program the correct way, it will actually figure all of this stuff out, and then it will send that back to them in a backdoor program, meaning a program behind the scenes, so they can collect all your information. So these are things to look out for. You got to look out for this, right? It says YourTube, not YouTube. It was pretty simple to make this site. It took me about 3 minutes to make this picture, not a site, but it took me about 3 minutes to paint this picture to make it look real. So these are the things that I'm trying to tell you to look out for. Do not easily fall for this. Do not just go to a place or get an email and then click on it. If you don't know who sent you that email, if you didn't solicit that email, you probably shouldn't click on that email. Opening an email for the most part doesn't bring you any harm, but clicking on something within that email that is a link brings you harm. Email itself is sent by the server. They're not going to send you a bad link, but within the email itself, they can send you a bad link. Just like snail mail, sending you an envelope is not going to hurt you, but opening that envelope with anthrax can hurt you. So these are the things you need to look out for. Remember, social engineering is something that everybody falls for when their mind's not directly on it, because you're busy doing this or doing that. All of us have busy lives, but you gotta kind of keep an eye out for the things out there and the bad people who try to take advantage of you. They are out there. There's a lot of people out there trying to take advantage of you. Again, like I said, I'm on Fiverr, and I get people all the time trying to ask me to help them take advantage of other people. I refuse. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to take advantage of other people, but not everybody is like that. So that's just one of the ways that I am trying to tell you how to safeguard yourself when you go online. But there's also other ways. Take a look at this. Okay, let me go ahead and close this out here and go and open up a browser. Okay, let's say for example you get sent an email that says your Google account has been tampered with, or your Gmail account has been tampered with. So it says click on this link and then provide us your email information and your password, and we'll give you an answer within 24 to 48 hours on how to correct this problem. Well, you go ahead and click on it and it takes you to the Gmail site. Everything looks legit. You saw how easy it was for me to fake it. Everything looks legit. And then it says click here to insert this information, or click here to do this or do that. Well, these are the things you gotta look for first. Does it have a little lock? If it doesn't have a little lock, then it's not a secure website. Does it look something like this? Does it look like that? Do you notice I have one too many O's in there? Some people don't notice that right away. Some people, just goes right past them. You look at it real quick and you see google.com. That's the actual website, or the URL. This is called a URL right here. So it's a URL, it says Google, and everything seems legit to you. You go ahead and put that information in. These are the things you gotta look for. Or maybe they don't put an extra O. What they do is they do something like this. And you don't notice the difference. Maybe you were just preoccupied and you didn't see that that's actually not a letter, that's actually a number. Numbers can be put in URLs. Maybe you didn't notice that, and you went ahead and started putting all your information in. These are the things you need to look for when you're online. Be aware that most people out there are good, but there are a lot of people who are bad, and there's lots of people in this world. Lots of people are bad. Lots of people are trying to get one over on you. So if you don't put in the correct address, or moreover, it doesn't bring you to the correct address because it doesn't look right, then just type it in. Type in the correct address, just like that. I actually typed it in. I didn't allow it to take me there. And since it didn't take me to the address that I wanted, then I'm gonna ignore it and I'm gonna type in the correct address. But chances are, if it didn't take me to the address I wanted, it was probably a bad email, and it was probably somebody trying to get one over on me. So just be aware when you go online. Online is just like anything else. If someone pulled up in a van next to you on the street, offered you candy, would you take the candy? You probably wouldn't. But if someone offers you a free thing online, such as a promise of, I'll give you $10,000, all you got to do is give me $100 to prove that you're real, because I am real. I'm a Nigerian prince. You wouldn't fall for that because everybody's used to that, right? Well, there's a whole bunch of new ways of social engineering that are out there. So just be aware of all of these things and don't let someone take advantage of you. Don't come home and find out that your bank account has been completely cleaned out. So until next time, remember, we make our own futures, so make yours a good one.